The United States has conducted an operation that killed Usama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
6 years ago tonight, President Obama delivered that message to America after some of our bravest heroes, under the cover of night, put their own lives on the line for the security of this great nation. Osama bin Laden was killed at his compound in Pakistan, and that night Americans took to the streets to express their pride. It was a great story, and it still is. And tonight we hear directly from the man who fired those fatal shots into Usama bin Laden on May 1st, 2011. Robert O'Neill is the author of the new book, The Operator, Firing the Shots That Killed Osama bin Laden, and My Years as a SEAL Team Warrior, and a former Navy SEAL who carried out 400 missions. In addition to the bin Laden raid, also the mission that freed Captain Richard Phillips while he was being held captive in a lifeboat by Somali pirates. Rob is a hero, and it is always good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here tonight on our first night of the story.
Martha, thanks for having me, and congratulations on the show.
Thank you so much. You know, I have often thought about your description of walking up those stairs, and when I think back on 9/11, and I think about all of the people that we all lost on that day, and I think about President Bush standing on the rubble and saying the people who knocked these buildings down are going to hear from all of us soon. That was on your shoulders, Rob, when you and your team went up that staircase in the compound in Abbottabad. Did you feel that? Did you think about all that in the moment, or just your training?
Well, it started to sink in about 80 minutes into the 90-minute flight, because for some reason I remembered President Bush's words on 9/11 when he said, "Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended." And it started to sink in, but I was just so fortunate to be with the best people in the world and the best pilots in the world. It was something that we all did. We knew the chances of coming back, not coming back, were really, really high, but we took it on because of the people that died in the towers, that died in Pennsylvania and the Pentagon. And it was because we knew we might die. It was so neat to watch my guys just behave like complete professionals. They did everything right. And I was in a position for most of the mission where I was actually behind all the guys. And no fear at all, doing their jobs as we've done it, like myself, over 400. But I wasn't the only guy there with that many missions. They just did a great job. And I saw stuff that I explained in the book that happened on the stairs going up when we ran into Khalid bin Laden. And the female analyst that found him said, "You will run into him at some point. He'll be armed, and once you get him, it's the last line of defense." I watched amazing guys do amazing stuff, and then we finally went up the stairs, and I was behind one of the bravest men I know. When we went up the stairs, we were down to 2 of us, and he was the first guy through the curtain, and he jumped on people he knew were wearing suicide vests. So I watched a man jump on a grenade. It just didn't go off, and he did it for the guy behind him. He didn't know it was me. He just knew it was one of our guys. I saw him do that. It was incredible. And then I just turned the corner, and I saw Osama bin Laden, and I recognized him as a threat. He was not surrendering. It was definitely him. And I took the shots that would take out a suicide bomber. And I also, I explained other stories in The Operator about confronting suicide bombers. And it's very, very fast. It's very loud. It's permanent. And when you deal with them, you have to shoot them the way I shot him in under a second. But again, the team got me there. The pilots got me there. The tactics got me there. I did what any special operator would have done. It's just I happened to be there.
I mean, how do you, just lastly, before I let you go, about a half minute left, how do you live with the legacy of what you did and move on with the rest of your life?
Well, I take great pride in the fact that I can help 9/11 families with the healing process, and because of the platform I've been given, I help special operators transition to the private sector with my organization, Your Grateful Nation. So, I mean, it's one day at a time, and it's almost like now it's just a story. I know it's a lot. Couldn't be prouder of the guys.
Well, we are proud of you, and you're a hero, and we all remember that night 6 years ago. I know you remember it with every ounce of your being. So, Rob, thank you so much, and it's always good to see you. Come see us in New York next time.
I definitely will. Thanks, Mark.